Welcome to our third podcast of Beef and Broccoli. I'm Alex the Beef, aka the Overthinker.
And I'm Shae the Broccoli, the one that brings calm before the storm.
Yeah. The chaos.
Yeah, the chaos that he brings.
Yeah.
Today we're just going to answer some questions that people gave us.
Cool.
Sweet.
All right, what do you got for questions?
So yeah, first question, not on the right page. Someone asked the best advice for a novice strongman / woman at first 6 months of intentional training.
So now we're going to find out if Shae got good advice or not when she came here.
Hopefully.
So the number one thing that I would say is she's obviously been training, so she's wanting to transition into competing. So the first thing you need to do is start getting comfortable.
I'll tell you, this is a boy that said it.
It's a boy, okay.
Yeah.
It's the first thing you want to do is get comfortable, and you have to practice the events. So practicing the implements, which a lot of people don't realize. You don't go and try and lift as much as you can. You just start pressing a log, you start lifting a light stone, carrying a sandbag. Same as if you're just starting the gym, you just want to gradually progress into it. Form, learn and control. There's new muscles you're going to be working. Stability muscle is really important in strongman. And when you do this, you're going to find what your weaknesses are. For myself, when I started, my big weakness was grip. So when you identify a weakness, then you know that that's something you have to...
My weakness is anything overhead.
Yeah. So that's big with strongman, learning the events, control. There's form, there's technique, there's little tricks.
And the tricks and tips and tricks will come.
Yes.
Just kind of focus on form.
Yeah.
I wrote down like core training too.
Yes.
And not just like crunches and sit-ups. And I like, for core training, I like to like hold something over my head and just hold it.
Yeah. So in strongman, a lot of events and competitions, it's a full round body strength. So there's an overhead press, there's usually a pull, there's a push, there's a brute strength deadlift event, there's a carry and drag. So you got to cover all the basics of strength, because what strongman will expose is your weaknesses. The biggest thing is just start. That's the biggest thing, is just start and find a group. Like find someone to train with.
Yeah.
Find someone that's done it before, because there's all kinds of strongman like helping new people start, because we want people in the sport.
Yeah, it's fun with a crowd.
Yeah, it's more fun with a crowd. And then if you're doing it alone, it's very hard because there's nobody watching what you're doing. So when you're like, if you're like Shae's doing log press for the first time and she's doing it, I'm watching what she's doing. I'm going to say, here, try this, do that.
Yeah, because like since I coach figure skating, I over the last few years noticed that a lot of people have no idea what their body's doing.
Yeah.
Like I'll ask them, where were your arms in that jump?
Yeah.
No idea.
Yeah.
So it's good to have an extra set of eyes, and then you can kind of learn like body awareness. Yeah, okay. Next question. You good with that?
Yep.
All right. Someone said, the rest are anonymous, so I have no idea if it's a boy or girl or whatever. I want to join a gym, but I'm worried about all the judgment from other people around who are in better shape.
That's probably one of the very common, and the first response that I give, and anyone that's in the gym, we all felt the same way starting.
Yeah.
So that's a bit of it's in your head. Yes, it's true, that's the way you think, and you're comparing yourself to others. But the thing is the people that actually join the gym and train, they had to start and they felt the same way. So they actually make it very comfortable for you. And so, yeah, the best advice there is everyone thinks the same way, and it's not as hard as you think. So
yeah. Also, what I say is, like, if you're here's a little different because there's no mirrors or anything.
Yeah.
But if you're in a gym with mirrors, I swear, like 99% of the people are looking at themselves in the mirrors.
Absolutely.
They're not looking at you.
Yeah, they're worried about themselves.
Yeah. Because I'm that person.
Yes.
I will look at myself in the mirror and I don't even know who's around me.
One of the first times after I had my own gym and there's no mirrors, like you said, which makes it very comfortable, because you're never... And one of the things when you join a gym, you're critical of your own body, how you look. And even when I trained for years and I had my own gym, but I was on the road working, and so that's when I was training hard for strongman, and I said, okay, I need to train on the road. So I went to Good Life Fitness. I think it was in Antigonish or somewhere. And I walked into this fancy gym that I'm not used to in a while. And all of a sudden, all I did the whole workout was look at myself and like, I thought I looked better.
Yeah, I've seen lots of videos too on TikTok where people like do these crazy things in the gym. Like, I don't even know, do a handstand or something, and no one even looks at them.
Yeah. The other advice I would give if you're just joining a gym and you're scared of that, find a friend, hire a trainer, spend a little bit of money, figure out what you're doing, and then you're not just going alone. You've got a trainer, you're listening to them, your focus is different, and all of a sudden it will become comfortable.
Or even a friend,
Yeah, friend.
Next one, this is kind of a long one here. I recently got into working out and have been consistent for months for the first time in 10 years. But in moving my body more, I'm finding issues/injuries that are only coming up now that I'm more active. Any tips for not getting discouraged or how to work through setbacks/injuries? And I feel like this is your bread and butter.
I would say this is very common. If you have an injury and you don't exercise or don't exert yourself, you cannot know you have that injury. So one of the big things with proper training is you need mobility. To press your arms overhead, you need to have mobility. And if you don't have mobility, same as your hips. If your hips are tight, all of a sudden, when you start exercising, it exposes tightness. And sometimes injuries, those injuries I would say are not chronic injuries, they're just tight muscles. And so when you actually exercise and do proper movements, you need the flexibility. So that's where I always tell people, if it hurts, don't do it. Dumbbells, for example, if you're pressing a weight, and if you have a barbell and it's coming down, your path there's not much give to it. Your arms have to be like this, you press it out. So I'll say, if bench pressing hurts your arms, I say go to dumbbells. So when you have a dumbbell, instead of being like this, you can turn your hands slightly and go to where there's no pain and work through it. And my shoulder cracked doing that. So yeah, if it hurts, don't do it. And do a little bit of research, spend a little bit of money and get some treatment, physio, go to acupuncture, massage therapy. That's the big thing too, is you're on the road of health. And so by starting training, you're working after your health, but also you're exposing things you need to fix. And of course, number one, need doing things correctly. Like if you start working out and all of a sudden you say, okay, I'm having pain, you have to identify, is it a good pain?
Yeah, did it start right away, or is it from bad form?
Yeah, so I mean, yes, there is some exercise if you go and do. If you do them incorrectly, they're going to hurt. If you're going to bend over to pick something up and hinge your hips, and you do it with a rounded back or tight hamstrings, and you don't do it properly, or you don't brace your core. A lot of people, when they start training, don't realize how important breathing is.
Yeah.
Breathing when you work out is one of the most important things. So to protect your spine, your back is 50-50 with your abs and your spine. So if you bend over to pick something up and you don't engage your core, hold your breath properly, your abs aren't supporting your back, and then that puts more stress in your spine, which, yeah, if you go and lift something incorrectly, you can feel it in your back. So you need to learn to brace your core, your breathing, and lift properly.
Yeah. Is that it for that one?
I think so.
Yeah, that covered a lot. I guess, what about any tips for not getting discouraged?
Not getting discouraged for me, is set a long-term goal. You don't, and the other thing is you never, the harder you work out in one workout, you're not going to get in better shape. Your body, you stress your body, stress the muscles in a moderate way, and your body recovers, and you do it again. The more you stress them doesn't mean you get better quicker. It's about consistency over time, and yeah, that's the big thing, is don't look for results quickly. Think of it as, okay, I'm changing my life. This is going to be a new habit in my life, and it's your long-term goals. Like, I would say a good rule of thumb is give yourself 3 months, 90 days. A 90-day rule is good for a lot of things, to creating habits, and start and try to be consistent for 90 days. And by that time, the other thing you want is to enjoy the workout. Don't dread going to the gym that you're beating yourself up. And,
yeah, because then you'll stop.
This is going to be so hard. I'm sore for 4 or 5 days later. That's overtraining. So slower, consistent over time. Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. That sounds good to me. Okay. Are you competing in Alberton this year? I want to go watch.
Is that directed towards me or you?
Both, I guess.
Oh,
I am.
good. So as you follow along our podcast and stuff like that, like as I started like a year ago, is my healing journey. So at my point in time right now, I'm still dealing with some issues, stress related, muscle tightness and stuff like that, that I'm listening to my body and going through. I would love to compete again because some of my friends are like, oh, you got to do it once more to get the number 10 because I won it 9 times. So, but as I get older, I'm getting a little smarter sometimes.
In some aspects.
In some aspects. I've always loved competing, so I'll jump in and do it and jump in and do it. But then these last couple of years, it's like, okay, I need to slow down and get healthy first. So the chances of me competing this year are probably 0.05%.
But it's always there a little bit.
It's always there. It's always there. It's hard to say no, because it's fun. We train together and we do it. And if we train together and we do it and it feels good, yeah, I want to go and do it. But right now, I'm still working on some little things and not pushing myself too hard, and just focusing on feeling good.
Yeah, my goal is first place.
Yes, absolutely.
I've never been in a strongman competition and got first. Like, I've got first because it was just myself.
Yes.
But I've never got first against people. So.
And you gotta jump in and go.
Yeah.
You never know when.
I'm just so used to figure skating. I was I don't want to be cocky, but I was kind of the best around.
Yeah.
So I won a lot. So it's hard to change that mindset of not having to win all the time.
Yeah.
What is your guys' number one supplement if you could only take one for the rest of your life?
My number one supplement, and the only supplement that I take right now that I wish I would have taken years ago, is just electrolytes. Salt, magnesium, potassium. And it's key. I believe everybody should be supplementing it. And one of the big things was I dealt with a lot of muscle cramps and muscle spasms the last few years, and I didn't realize I drank more water, ate more bananas, and I still had them. And then I didn't realize until I started taking electrolytes that my muscle cramps were gone because of how important salt is to hydrate your cells and your muscles. If you don't have salt, you don't absorb the water. And so that was a key part that I was missing that I wish I would have known years ago. And yeah, simple.
And I think people need to realize that having a Gatorade is not the same.
No, it's not the same. And that's one of the things with what's marketed as health and what's marketed for things. You got to dig a little deeper. Like electrolytes is salt, magnesium, potassium, nothing else. And it's as easy as buying a good sea salt, and you can buy some potassium, magnesium at the drugstore or somewhere else and do it your own and yeah, get your results that way.
For me, I'd say creatine.
Yes, I would agree with that. Would be number 2. And creatine over the years, I took it when I was a kid, when creatine was like is it good, is it
Taboo.
bad? Taboo, eh? So that's a long time ago. It's almost 30 years ago. So, and I took it, and sometimes when you're unsure with things, you don't know whether or not. But the biggest thing with creatine that I like now is the new studies come out is how good it is for concussions. Creatine is excellent for concussions, rehabbing or preventing them. It's good for your brain. And so women, kids, anyone. So it's
the most studied supplement.
Yeah. As far as is it going to make you improve you a whole lot, it's got a lot of health benefits besides strength. So.
Okay, last question real quick. How much butter do you go through in 1 month?
Oh boy. I can remember having, before I did carnivore butter, I would have a pound of butter and it would be there forever, and I'd throw it out probably before I used it. But now I buy a block of butter a week.
A week?
I go through a block of butter a week. I cook
That's
with
crazy.
it. And
like the big blocks?
Yeah, one big block is about a week. So I need fat in my diet. And if I'm not getting enough fat in my meats, if they're lean, I'll add butter in. I cook with butter. But also a fun fact with butter, if you're truly hungry, butter doesn't taste too bad just eating it alone. But if you're not hungry, it's really strong and you don't want it. I've experimented with that since I started carnivore, because at first butter's really rich, and I didn't, took me a while to get used to it. But then one day I was like, I'm hungry. I wonder what butter tastes like right now. And I tried a little bit of it, and I was like, not too bad.
And then wasn't it at the pub or something?
Yeah.
You're like, oh, I'll have some butter.
Yeah.
The waitress was like, what would you like? You got some butter? And then it wasn't good.
Yeah, it wasn't good. And so like, oh, okay. And food noise and stuff like that. It's like if you're not hungry with certain foods, but you're craving other foods, sometimes you're just not hungry. But if you wait until you're hungrier, healthier food tastes better the more hungry you are. I've found that.
That's it.
Okay. Awesome. Okay, so those are a few questions. We love questions, because if you give us questions, we can give answers and talk about it, debate it. So
Yap forever.
send us anything at all, even if they're controversy.
Especially if they are.
Yeah, she likes that. And test us. We want to be tested.
And like and comment. All that.
Yeah.
Subscribe.
Tune in next time. So I don't think the first one
you're
hardly.
right.
Oh, God.
I'm going to have to leave us and getting up like, oh.
Cracking.